Hey, what's up? We're Anberlin. I'm Dion.
I'm Steven.
I'm Christian.
I'm Nate, and you sent us a bunch of questions, and we're here to answer them. First one is from Dane Thomas Stewart. It's a hard one. Would you say you are cornhole professionals by now?
Definitely had plenty of practice at this point.
Yeah, I'd say we're close. All of us are.
Can you be a professional at cornhole?
We're one paycheck away from being professional, I think.
You can get paid for it?
Like pro-am right now.
I don't know.
Yeah, what's
Is
the...
it televised? Is there like a league?
It's right after curling.
Cornhole league?
Cornhole
Is it Olympic sport now?
I think so.
MLCH, Major League Cornhole.
Brian Thompson, how has being in a band with most of the same bandmates for so long affected your relationship with one another?
You're the new guy. I don't think you can answer this. You've only been around for 6
The new guy.
7 years
6 years.
Christian's the
I'm
new
on
guy.
7 years.
New guy.
7 years and
You're
next
still-
year.
You'll be the new guy
You're still the
forever.
new guy.
I'll never spend more time with anybody in my life than I spend with you guys.
It's true.
Poor future wife.
You guys 24 hours a day.
Or future
That's true.
ex-wives.
He's already got
future.
4 wives. Why does he need
No,
another?
I think it's the perfect time for you to tell Dion how you feel about it.
That's true.
Obviously, we still get along.
Yeah. It's great. I mean, it's cool because I think that you hit a point where you stop being friends and you become more like brothers. You know, because we all have little spats. You know,
Yeah, of
Christian
course.
was punched the tour manager yesterday
Over football.
over football.
It
But
happens.
they're friends.
Making fun of the Seahawks loss. You don't do that.
It's true.
You do if they lost.
It's true.
I mean, at least from what I've learned of just being on tour, you just kind of, like he said, you just become like brothers. You just know everyone's little idiosyncrasies and
Which buttons to push.
which buttons to push,
When to push them.
or if something's wrong, you can almost tell just from a look. You know, you can just tell by someone's
Yeah,
expression.
body language. And literally, we live in a space that's just so small. I mean, you don't realize that it feels big to us from, you know, a bus from a van, but it's still, if you think about it,
It's a hallway.
smaller than any apartment you could ever live in with someone, and we do it for, you know, over half a year normally.
10 people.
Yeah.
It's a party.
Yeah.
Every day.
So it's impressive that we do get along, I'd say.
Yeah.
Most bands don't, for sure.
All right.
All right, Joseph S. wants to know
I think you should try to pronounce the last names.
Savoca.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Would you consider to be what would you consider to be the greatest part of your musical journey? Dion.
I think Steven and I have like the same story of like being young and like jumping around your bed, like pretending like you're on stage, and then one day it's like you realize you've been on like performing on stages for 11 years with like, you know, and with the same band, and it's just, that's the weirdest thing to me, is doing what I imagined doing when I was like, you know, 7, 8 years old,
Yeah.
and doing it for this long. That's just the most incredible part, and doing it all over the world, not just, you know, in the
In your
U.S.
bedroom.
Yeah, well, I still do it in my bedroom.
So did you
actually.
guys jump on the same bed together? Right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Yeah, right
And
after
it was a performance, and then it would turn into a wrestling match,
All right.
just like yesterday. This is what we do.
afterwards, we'd watch Pretty in Pink and pay each other's names.
Cool.
It was cool.
Let's go.
Right, bros?
Yep.
Yeah, whatever, man.
For those who don't know, Pretty in Pink is a very good movie from the 80s.
I've never seen it.
Jonah Smith asks,
It's Smythe.
oh, Smythe? Jonah Smythe. Of all your songs, which one do you think doesn't get as much recognition as it deserves?
Dance Dance.
I'd say all our records don't get enough recognition.
Every song? No, I personally say Pray Tell.
I think Desires. I like Desires. I think, you know, recently.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? I cut you off.
No, Pray Tell. I was just saying I think that was one of our best songs. I mean, people like it, but I just don't think it ever got. I think it deserves.
Well, according to one fan last night, Naive Orleans is a song that they don't, he thinks doesn't get enough credit, but
What does he know?
Yeah. Good thing we're not asking him questions.
Maria Guzman says, what was it like touring with Smashing Pumpkins last year?
So much fun.
It was
kind of goes back to that musical journey
surreal.
thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was like I remember being in the crowd the first night we played with them and watching them just play certain songs, and like I just can remember vividly being in middle school listening to Smashing Pumpkins, and like now I'm there sharing the stage with them. It was just a totally surreal. I remember talking to you guys after it. I was just like, this is crazy. I can't believe that we're on this tour, sharing the stage, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was a great experience,
Yeah.
It's one of those things you always just look back at.
Yeah, especially that we were the only band. I feel like that's what really hit me. You know what I mean? It wasn't like we were on a festival or like with 4 or 5 other bands. It was just us and Smashing Pumpkins. That's what weirded me out for sure.
That was incredible. Yeah, I mean, the same thing Christian said. Like, growing up, like, dude, all those records, Tonight Tonight, and 1979, all the, man, such great songs.
And I watched every show that they played every night.
Yep.
Maybe not the whole, they played like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the
Close.
2.5 hours, but. What is your favorite part of the songwriting process, Dion?
I think, I mean, the kind of the point where everybody's ideas come together, and like, comparing that to when the Bear original idea first came in, and just, looking back on that transformation of, going from just, hey, what about this riff, to here's a full song. It's really crazy how it just materializes. That fan actually asked me that the other night. He's like, how do you come up with your bass lines? And I was like, I just listen to the song and do it. I don't know. I was like, it's just really weird, like, how everybody's individual ideas go into, this one side of this thing and creates like something out of nothing. It's really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like, it's always interesting once, like you said, when the song's finished, when you think back to that, you basically created something out of nothing. It wasn't there, something that wasn't there before. It's just
all
such
up here.
It's all in the mind grapes.
It's true. It's weird.
Yeah, it's just
Especially when it's like finished, mastered, you like get the CD and like put it in, like that just started with nothing and get you to that point. It's crazy. It's really fulfilling for sure.
All right, Layla D, can you tell me one surprising fact about each of you that is little known? I clean for fun.
Yeah, I think Dion and I both do. Though.
I find cleaning so gratifying. It's just ridiculous.
Especially
you're
on
gonna make
tour.
a great housewife.
No, but I really do. I would say the same thing. I love waking up on the bus and no one's awake and cleaning the bus.
I love that you love that.
Yeah, for real.
Christian loves waking up and
like our driver.
You've cleaned the bus. And
Our driver's always so confused. I was like, where? I get pumped if it's a good vacuum.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember there's one, like 2 tours ago, like earlier this year, Sid brought a new vacuum onto the bus. He's like, here, got it for you. We were like, yeah. We were so
pumped on it, taking pictures.
Oh, we were boring. Go ahead, next, Steven.
It's an interesting fact.
Go ahead, Christian.
I don't know. I used to play Warhammer, which is like this game, like a strategy game.
Then you like paint
the
the
little
figures,
and you play war with your friends.
I was gonna call that nerdy until I realized that I just said I clean for fun. So,
Yeah, it's been hours.
I used to play Star Wars RPG games.
It's been hours since you played?
I haven't played in forever.
It's been hours.
He still plays with his bunk. He's
Still
got a
got his
little board.
figurines underneath his pillow.
Yeah.
We
You guys
hear
think
him
I go in a
making
venue
sounds
and like practice? I'm just in there like painting.
With his little icons. That would be awesome.
Steven, what's yours?
When I'm home off tour, I play Battlefields, and my username is Oh the Carnage.